Hi everyone, warm greetings. So today's topic is: are the current design paradigms and thought processes enough for the new age of AI, or are they grossly inadequate? Let's explore three high level themes that would mean a rethink of the design as we know today. At least that's what I think. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. So let's jump in. Okay, so there are three themes here. One is that of adaptive interfaces, and let's start with the structural level because structural navigation level, slightly more important than presentation and interaction level. So when you think about structural level of adaptive interfaces, you need to know your user and personalized experiences. And what does that really mean? It means that at the structural level, AI does not mean less of user research. It actually means more. It is the opposite, right? So there are two levels of research that can make it possible. One, a clear understanding of the population, leading to initial interfaces that are appropriate for the population. And as the system gets more and more familiar with the user, utilizing a dynamic learning mechanic which constantly upskills the user on the interface by adjusting the structure, navigation, interaction, and presentation with ever so slight modifications, followed by onboarding flows, which users are not overwhelmed by. And the job of the designer is not to push pixels here. It is instead, but to define the patterns at this level. And once you're able to classify a user into a specific segment and user profile, AI can select the permutation combination of the interface, structure, and navigation at a complexity that is appropriate for and accustomed by the exact user, considering things such as cultural dimensions, user profile needs, frequently used tasks, interaction preferences, motor and cognitive needs, and things like that. And this would mean that the eventual presentation would be tailor made for the user, including accessibility needs as well. So wouldn't that be cool, right? So having accessibility baked into it would be cool, and the job of the designer in this scenario would be much different. It would include less of lower level UI design, but more of design of navigation and structure. And core human machine interaction skills would be much more valuable than ever for a designer in this kind of a context, and less of a visual design pattern or skill. Maybe the job of the designer in this context is to create a library of scenarios and think design systems, but not at a UI level, but more of at the uh, application structure and navigation level. And the AI adapts based on the appropriate permutation combination that is appropriate for the scenario. And at an interaction presentation level, it would be adaptive to users' behavior, including facial expressions, tone of voice, gestures, and creating a more natural interaction. And one more level deeper, it can even be understanding a person's current attention span and adjusting the content and interface accordingly. Imagine the use cases in K-12 and college education, and how this can actually transform delivery of courses. And this is just one example. There can be multiple scenarios where these three levels of adaptive interfaces can be uh, manifested from a user interface standpoint. And that is theme number one. And let's go to theme number two. So, theme two is about predictive interactions. So, AI can anticipate user needs, drastically reducing cognitive load. And one example that you can think of is that of Gmail Smart Compose, which predicts the next line of text or next few words of text, right? So, but now at an enterprise scale. So, it is not just very specific interaction we're talking about. We're talking about broader enterprise level workflows as well as enterprise level interactions, right? So AI driven auto completion, auto correct, form filling. So forms can be much more shorter, much more uh, uh, relevant to the user at that point in time with the use of AI. And this could really revolutionize B2B interfaces, streamlining workflows, enhancing efficiencies in ways we've only begun to imagine. And I don't believe interfaces are smart all at this point in time. but this is plausible that this kind of a thing could be the future of B2B interfaces. Okay, so for theme three, which is the last theme, let's explore dynamic systems that correspond to environmental factors. So let's say an e-com interface that adapts based on time, location, or the device type, and a restaurant menu that showcases lunch items during lunchtime when it is midday, or like product suggestions that are influenced by the weather, let's say, for example, that is outside. And these are not just conveniences; they are game changers, right? So, in user engagement as well as in an ability to sell the appropriate product at the right point in time. So all these scenarios are plausible in the e-commerce context primarily, and there are many other contexts that this type of dynamic and context-aware systems can be uh, uh, practicable. And as we stand on the brink of this new era, the questions remain: Are you ready to rethink design in the age of AI, or are you willing to, like, just go with the flow in terms of designing similar things that we've already been designing? Or the possibilities are really boundless, and the journey is just beginning. So, with that, I would leave you with that thought, and let's reconvene at another time with another video. Until then, it's bye from us at eX&P.